Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz puts a shot up. Great defensive work once again. Amawila boys, this time Richard Nokia. Tandile Zonke now looking to make Egypt pay. Penetrates. Finds the captain of the Amawila boys, Cecil Demont, but he's unable to convert. And Shane Williams has the ball stripped away from him by the veteran Ahmed Ashraf Amar. Number 7 for Egypt is Al-Sabai, and Egypt now through Abdelaziz narrow the gap. Egypt 9, South Africa 13. Richard Nokia now with possession for the South Africans. Finds Shane Williams. Hook pass across to Tandile Zonke as the shot clock winds down. But a good steal there from Abdelaziz for Egypt. Good passage of play here by Egypt. Can they make a count? Basket doesn't drop, but the foul will be called on Richard Nokia. 2 shots for the Egyptians. Okay, Ashraf Amar unable to convert the first attempt. Rebound picked up by Amar again, and he puts up the shot, but unable to make a count. Sakele Shalembe for South Africa picked up the rebound, and foul called against Mohamed Abdelaziz on Rakhetsi Moleti. Stoppage in play as referee Yusuf talking to the head coach of South Africa, Lydia Demont. Seems to be some confusion as to what the situation is. As a result, Shalembe departs the court and is replaced by Marcus Retief. Moleti now at the free throw line. Puts the shot up. South Africa 14. Egypt 9. We have 1 minute 24 to play in this first quarter, and Moleti converts the second attempt, and South Africa will look to shut Egypt out in the remaining minute and a half of this first quarter. Al-Sawabi tries to find Abdelaziz, but his pass is wayward, and South Africa once again with possession, looking to convert and extend their lead. Rakhetsi Moleti will find Shane Williams. Shane Williams looking to set something up here. Retief was looking to break the key. Williams put the shot up instead, and Mahdi Abbas for Egypt now comes away with it. Finds Mohamed Hassanin, and in turn to the veteran Amar unsuccessful, but the rebound collected there by Mahdi Abbas, and Egypt 11 now, South Africa 15. 32 seconds left. Amawila boys looking to finish the quarter of strong, and the foul is called against number 7, Sami Al-Sabai. That will take South Africa to the free throw line once again, and Molete will look to continue his 100% record in this game from the free throw line. First attempt successful. Second shot unsuccessful. So Egypt now with 22 seconds left in this game. Mahdi Abbas brings it up. Gap opens up for him and he lays it off to number 7 Al Sawabi, and he converts. 9 seconds left in this first quarter, and once again in and out, unsuccessful on the first attempt. Coach Lydia Dumont, the first female coach of a national side here in Africa, and the first for South Africa. Raketse Molete unable to make Egypt pay for those soft fouls, and a good steal there by Dumont. Shane Williams will try for the three-point attempt, but doesn't get the shot off away. And at the end of that first quarter, South Africa's Amawila boys take a three-point lead, and South Africa 16, Egypt 13. And we will return shortly for the second quarter. All right, just a quick rundown on the Egyptian team today. We've got number 4, Ahmed Abdul Rahman. We've got number 5, Ahmed Abdul Kafi. We've got number 6, Mohammed Abdul Aziz. Number 7, Sami Al-Sabai. Number 8, Mohammed Ahmed. Number 9, the veteran Ashraf Amar. Number 10, Ahmed Amir, also known as Bebo. Number 11, Mahmoud Badir. Number 12, Mahmoud Mohammed. Number 13, Rabi Gouda. Number 14, Mohammed Hassanin. And number 15, Mahdi Abbas. And our head coach for the Egyptians is Abdul Sharif. The South African lineup, the Sasol Amawila boys. Number 4, Warren Tefu. Number 5, Junior Nzeleni, as he's known. Number 6, Zakele Shalembe. Number 7 is Yaku Fanikirk. Number 8, Marcus Retief. Number 9, veteran Richard Norkier. Number 10, Raketsing Molete. Number 11, Tandile Zonke. Number 12, Shane Williams. Number 13, Siviso Gama. 14 is Cecil Dumont, the captain. And number 15 is Samanga Mbela. And Lydia Dumont is our head coach. All right, and just about to get underway here in the second quarter of this tie between South Africa and Egypt. Jerry Smith here, bringing you the live commentary, and from the IWBF Afro Paralympic qualifiers from the home of wheelchair basketball in South Africa, the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre. Welcome to everybody that have tuned in for this broadcast. You can grab the broadcast on IWBF's Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel, and of course Wheelchair Basketball South Africa's Facebook page. Egypt get us underway now for the second quarter. Omar into the key, but turnover for the Egyptians. The Amawila boys come away with it. Raketse Molete finds Zakele Shalembe. He's unable to convert. Molete fouls. Correction. The foul was on the Egyptian. No, once again a bit of confusion there. The foul there was on South Africa's Molete, and number 15, Mahdi Abbas, will bring up the ball for Egypt. Gives it across to 14, Mohammed Hassanin. Egypt looking to pull within 1 point of South Africa. Defense though is pretty strong for the Amawila boys. Good work by Dumont, and Amir is unable to make it count. Williams now looking for help, passes across to Molete. Molete launches it to Richard Nokia, and Richard Nokia is fouled from behind, and he will go to the line. Welcome to Fabio Castellucci tuning into the broadcast, as well as Riali Ruiz. Good to see you watching our broadcast of this game between South Africa and Egypt. Richard Nokia unable to convert. Shane Williams trying to get away, but is unable to. Egypt now through Abdelaziz. Offensive foul called on Egypt. Foul is on number 15 there, Mahdi Abbas. And South Africa will try now and gain a bit more composure. They've been a little bit static in the last few minutes, and Shane Williams in position for South Africa. Under pressure though from Semi Al-Sawabi. Turnover ball, Egypt will inbound. Mohammed Hassanin finds Semi Al-Sawabi to Mahdi Abbas. Shot unsuccessful there by Ashraf Amar, but he picks up his rebound. Finds Abbas. Abbas to Abdelaziz. Shot clock at 7. South Africa trying to keep Egypt out. Egypt desperate to get the ball into Ashraf. They do. Foul is called on number 10. Yeah, number 10 Molete, and Egypt now within 1 point, and Ashraf Amar will have the opportunity to draw Egypt level. Which he does. So with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, the scores are now level. Richard Nokia will pick up the loose ball for South Africa. Drives into the zone, and he will convert. Mahdi Abbas now for Egypt to Amar. Amar will find the number 7 for Egypt, Al-Sawabi, and he converts. Back to level pegging right now. Molete finds Nokia for South Africa. Trying to get over the halfway line, which he does. South Africa, Shilembe tries to find Williams, but good defensive work there by Egypt. Richard Nokia though steals it for South Africa. Sets up the play again, and shot unsuccessful there by Molete. South Africans needing to just compose themselves. They're looking a little bit flustered all of a sudden, and good work by Egypt coming back into the game. Great work again by Al-Sawabi, and he now gives Egypt a 2-point lead with 7 minutes left in this half, and a turnover there by Molete, and jump ball called. South Africa will grab possession. Amawila boys quite fortunate in that, a poor passage of play, and the turnover almost cost them. Williams finds Nokia. Ball tipped out by the Egyptians, and South Africa will have it put in. The Amawila boys looking a little bit flustered at this stage, but Still plenty to play for in this game. Moleti now finds Williams. He's fouled by number 14 for Egypt, Mohamed Hassanin. Possession from the side for the Amawila boys. Once again, Moleti turns the ball over, and Egypt now looking to make South Africa pay for the mistake, and offensive foul called on Egypt. Moleti now inbounds the ball, but he'll need to gain some composure. Turned the ball over on 3 occasions in the last few minutes. Needs to get a grip on this game and drives into the key. Got a good defensive play there by Mohamed Hassanin, and Egypt come away with it. Ashraf Amar. 3-point effort there from Mahdi Abbas. Picks up his own rebound, and Ashraf Amar unable to convert. Richard Nokia picks it up for the Amawila boys. Cross the half court into the Egyptian half. Plays the ball across to Shane Williams. Shane Williams back to Richard Nokia. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Egypt come away with it, and this is an opportunity for Egypt to take the lead further, but the uncharacteristic miss there by Amar lets South Africa get away with that play. Substitution now from both sides for South Africa. Shalembe goes off, Marcus Retief comes on. Yaku Fanikuk will come on for Cecil Dumont, and Junior Insuleni is also on for the court. Insuleni for South Africa. Nokia. Shane Williams put up the shot, and once again scores a level. South Africa looking to change things up, but Egypt will want to keep pressing hard, and looks like this game is going to be similar to the first game and go down right to the wire. Both teams giving it all. Shane Williams for South Africa. Hands it over to Junior Zeleni. Straight through, unable to convert, but South Africa pick up the loose ball with Yaku Fanikuk now for the Amawila boys. Finds Junior Zeleni, and this time he converts to the delight of the home support. Mahdi Abbas for Egypt finds Mohamed Savi, but violation against Egypt, and South Africa another chance now to put further points on the board. Yaku Fanikuk for inbounds. Finds Marcus Retief, veteran player of the 2012 Paralympics for South Africa. Shane Williams to another veteran, Richard Nokia. Nokia to Retief, quickly passes it to Williams. Williams puts a shot up, draws the foul, but unfortunately for South Africa, the basket did not drop, and Williams will go to the free throw line for 2 shots, and the Egyptian coach Sharif will call a timeout, and also South Africa's head coach Lydia Dumont will have the opportunity to get her troops composed. So with 3 minutes 52 to go in this first half of the third game of the day, South Africa versus Egypt. South Africa hold a 2-point lead over Egypt, 22-20. Right, back to the action. Shane Williams with his 2 free throws. First one unsuccessful. Second attempt successful. South Africa 23, Egypt 20. 3 minutes 52 left in the first half. Bebo now for Egypt. Drives in against Mzileni. Hands it over to Amar. He finds Sabri. Sabri puts up the shot. Doesn't drop. Richard Nokia with the rebound. Sends it out to Yaku Funiko, the big number 7 for South Africa. He finds Shane Williams. Puts the shot up, but unsuccessful. And 13 is Rabi Gouda for Egypt, brings the ball up for Brazil. Sorry, for Egypt. Sabri, shot goes up, unsuccessful. Junior Mzileni with possession. That would be called an offensive foul on Mzileni. Nothing much you could do about that. It's a good defensive play there by Bebo. And confirmation there from the referee. Mohamed Sabri and the coaching staff trying to come up with a plan to break the Amawila boys' defense, which has been pretty solid so far in this game. Bebo to Sabri, back to Bebo. Long pass to Amar, isn't able to handle it the first time, but picks up and sends it out to Bebo, but a fingertip there means that the Amawila boys are able to gain the possession back. Junior Mzileni to Shane Williams. Williams launches it to Richard Nokia. Nokia puts it up. And now South Africa lead 25-20. 2 minutes 37 to go in this first half here at the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre. The IWBF Afro Paralympic qualifiers from Johannesburg. Bebo for Egypt. Ashraf Amar back to Bebo. And again, shot clock at 4. Ashraf's going to have to get the shot up. Initially good work there by Marcus Retief, but called for the reach and foul. Amar with possession, plays it out to Bebo. South Africa's defense standing firm at this stage, making it very difficult for the Egyptians to penetrate. A wayward 3-point shot goes up, and South Africa starting to put the pressure on the Egyptians with good defending. Yaku Funiko plays it out to Shane Williams. Marcus Retief plays it loosely towards Richard Nokia, puts up his hand and apologizes as the ball rolls out of bounds, and Egypt will have a chance now to narrow this deficit. Close games in the men's section so far in today's competition. Egypt fighting hard to narrow this deficit, and earlier today Algeria had to go to double overtime to beat their North African rivals. Morocco, travelling forward on Shane Williams. So Egypt now with the substitutions. Checking into the game for Egypt is Mahdi Abbas. We've got Mohamed Hassan in, as well as Sami Al-Sabai. Abdelaziz looking to get the shot up. Once again, solid defense by South Africa. Shane Williams picks up the rebound, launches it to Jaco van Niekerk, who will look to find Shane Williams after losing his balance. And South Africa get away with that one. 57 seconds left in this first half, with South Africa 5 points up on Egypt. Shane Williams will probably look to put up a three-pointer, but decides to rather send it across to Nokia, who puts up the three. Doesn't drop. Egypt pick up the rebound. Mahdi Abbas. Mzoleni trying to get there, but great effort there from Mahdi Abbas, and Egypt narrow the deficit to 3 points, and we have just under 30 seconds left in this first half. Richard Nokia for South Africa. Shane Williams looking a bit static, so Richard Nokia tries the shot. Van Niekerk picks up the rebound, draws the foul, basket will count, and Van Niekerk will go to the free throw line with 14 seconds left in this first half. Free throw successful from Van Niekerk. South Africa extend their lead to 6 points now, and will look to prevent Egypt from getting any points, and they have done so. Nokia to Van Niekerk, puts up the three-point attempt and drops it. Referee said it was a 2-point attempt, so South Africa go into the halftime break, leading Egypt 30 points to 22. Stay tuned for the second half of this exciting encounter between South Africa and Egypt, as the home support here starting to find their voice, and we will be back for the second half in a short time. And back to the action in the final game of day one of the IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers 2020, brought to you from Johannesburg, South Africa, at the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre. South Africa went into the halftime break with a 30-22 lead, and Egypt will get us underway for the second half. Sabri, South Africa trying to keep it out. Sabri throws the shot up, and Shane Williams now for the Sasol Wheeler boys. Launches it to Richard Nokia. Richard Nokia converts, and South Africa take a 10-point lead early in the second half. Stoppage in play as the Egyptian Rabi Gouda gets back up, and Mahmoud Sabri now with the ball for Egypt. Hands it over to Mahdi Abbas, looking for Ashraf Amar. Puts up the shot. Looks like it. The Egyptian claiming it was their possession, but the referee gives the ball to South Africa. Richard Nokia brings the ball up with pace. Finds Junior Mzileni, and he will convert. So South Africa take a 12-point lead early in this third quarter, 34-22. Mahmoud Sabri to Mahdi Abbas. Sabri, South African defense has been quite solid throughout this game, and it's made it really difficult for Egypt. Richard Nokia will look to stop Amar for Egypt. Mahmoud Mohammed. Sorry, number 13, Rabi Gouda, to gain some momentum and edge away. 35-22. Amar for Egypt, trying to get something back here, and they do with the successful attempt there by Mahmoud Sabri. Nokia finds Junior Mzileni, back to Nokia, attacking the gap, and foul is now called on number 13 for Egypt, Rabi Gouda.
That World Cup could hardly have been more difficult for you, right?
Yeah. I know. It's insane. People keep like congratulating me, and I'm like, it was wild. I don't even know what else to say. It was bananas.
The catalyst for 2019 was actually 2016, getting eliminated in the quarterfinals.
Dahlqvist wins it for Sweden, and the United States, the reigning Olympic champions and world champions, go out.
It was that moment, it was kind of that stark reality slap in the face of when good teams get organized, can sit low on you, tactically flexible, we have to have more in our arsenal to counter that.
It was probably the hardest loss I've had with the national team for sure. I think it kind of opened my eyes to kind of where I was and where I needed to be. So that's when you kind of start asking a lot of questions about yourself.
I said to them, it doesn't matter how many medals you have, caps you have. This is about now making this roster. Everything now we do is towards 2019. Knowing that players would be dissatisfied. You're cutting players, you're reducing contracts, you're bringing in young players, you're giving them opportunities. I made it hard for the players. It was hard.
Do I think that they necessarily enjoyed that journey between the win in 2015 to the start of the 2019 tournament? Probably not. There's also all of the stuff that's happening off the field in terms of equal pay and things of that nature. Combine all of these things and you get this nice little perfect storm of, can the U.S. women's national team actually repeat as champions? I actually felt a lot more stressed heading into it. We had the lawsuit, and just in general, we're going to be the most popular team in the most popular event happening during the summer. So I felt like more stressed before, like, how's the team looking? They're really good. You get one time every 4 years, not only to play in a World Cup, but to like be on this stage.
The 2015 winners, the United States, begin their defense of the trophy against Thailand in Group F.
An evening they've been waiting for quite some time.
It's like, hell yeah, we're finally in the spot where we want to be. Just time to go. It's time to perform.
Chipping it, back post header, go!
That game was pretty interesting, and it was kind of almost like, okay, welcome to the World Cup, and here you're going to get criticized for everything you do, whether good or bad. People are going to find something to talk about.
I'm not going to rein my players in from expressing themselves or scoring goals when this is what we've spent, some of them, 16 years trying to get to. I think that actually would have been disrespectful to our opponent, regardless of who it was. If I'm going to get beaten, I want to get beaten by a team giving it their very best.
Alex Morgan, it's her night.
That was for us like years and years of preparation and joy after so much intensity, so much pressure, so much emotion.
Even as the game was going, you started to see, as I like to call it, the discourse sort of bubbling up online almost instantaneously, you know, saying, okay, we have obviously a mismatch in the opening game. I think everybody knew that was going to be the case, but you have casual people tuning in for the first time and saying, I don't know if I like how this feels. But at the same time, the team that's actually at the center of it is never saying, okay, this is an insult to Thailand. That celebration is for Megan Rapinoe, not for any of us, and it is for her and her teammates.
I always laugh when people try to bring up the term arrogance with our team, because I think we're actually quite opposite of that. And even if we were a little arrogant, if we were male footballers, that would just be considered confident.
Just in being who we are, we're just challenging the status quo and challenging, you know, what people's perceptions are about women. This is actually in the realm of possibilities of being a woman, being outwardly confident and being brash and being on the verge of cocky or whatever it means.
13-0 US. USA fans are celebrating this one.
So I sit here and I go, if this is 10-0 in a men's World Cup, are we getting the same questions, to be quite honest, you know?
You want us to be great, but then when we're great, you don't want us to be that great. So I think they knew going in they were going to get pushed back about pretty much everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
U.S. women's team was started in '85, and the DNA that was started there and that grit and grind, we don't take lightly. In '85, in the first few games, they were playing Italy, and they really enjoyed the USA team that was playing on the field. So they were cheering for their team, but they started chanting USA. After the next game, the team just started chanting USA on three, USA, USA, USA. And so it stuck. Ever since, it's something that is the coolest thing to be a part of. It's a connection between all of the years together. Anyone that's played on the field, anyone who has a cap, anyone who's been there for a camp, who's ever been called in, basically just puts it all in one word. And it means really everything.
At that point against Chile, with what we're able to do, we're not there without 2017 and 2018, which was the purpose of having, you know, however many players we brought in to really turn over every stone and also to challenge the players that are in there.
Some of the hardest games I've ever played are some inter-squad games. You can't settle for anything, even at training, because somebody's there to want to take that spot. Training like that for 4 years, it can only make a team better, it can only make you better. That's why I enjoyed the Chile game so much. Everyone got to see what we get to see behind the scenes of everyone fighting for each other.
Every player on this team besides the backup goalies, and we are only 2 games into this tournament. What does that say about the depth of this group?
I mean, it's a great tribute to these guys. I mean, we've got a fantastic squad, a lot of depth, and I think it just builds the energy when everybody feels like they're a part of this, and which they are. And so I think it's just, you know, it's tremendous that everybody got in.
Some coaches might have played their starting group the first 2 and then rested the third. But, you know, we thought it was really important for those players to be ready for the knockout stage and play a more physical team, respectfully a more challenging team in that last group stage game. So those players came in to kind of just amp the level up, just knowing there's going to be more involved here.
Lindsay Horan will get her second of this World Cup.
You have these talented players who are not just willing to step into any role that they're called upon, but can find strength in that position. And Jill Ellis, I think, has always gotten the most credit for being like a manager who can manage people. She talked a lot about having this core 14, core 15, but then the full roster of 23, and knowing that she had pieces that she could drop in when she needed them.
When you're dealing with pursuing excellence, you're either trying to, you know, create separation from the pack, or you're trying to close a gap. And that piece in there, that's the hardest piece.
I think it was the Spain game. You saw that the level of competition had drastically increased.
We call this game our banana peel game internally, our coaches, because this is a game that could potentially slip you up. 1, as much as you talk about it, your players could be looking beyond it. 2, this is a team that the opponent has a lot of good quality, very organized, and sometimes it's challenging.
That's Hermoso! And there's the goal! Shutout's gone, 1-1.
I think for us it was just important to stay in it as much as we could. Obviously they were a little heavy in the challenge.
I really enjoyed that game because that goal didn't set people down, it lit a match, and I think that was kind of like the fire of the tournament is arised. It's do or die time now.
Checking the foul. The game is on the line right here. She says penalty.
will strike. Rapinoe scores. 2-1 US.
As stressful as that game was, I think to watch in person, that was the turning point of, listen, this game was the bigger challenge and they figured out a way to solve it.
Spain gave the USA a scare, but the US is still going to go on and face France on Friday in the quarterfinals.
Juggle with it.
I'll just address it head on. I stand by the comments that I made about not wanting to go to the White House. I don't think that I would want to go, and I would encourage my teammates to think hard about lending that platform or having that co-opted by an administration that doesn't feel the same way and doesn't fight for the same things that we fight for.
I know that it was serious, and it was like, that's just insane that a president would be doing that, and like a very sort of consequential thing. But in the same sense, it didn't really feel like that. I think our team, again, did a good job of like acknowledging it and being like, this is insane. But then just sort of like moving on, and not that we, you know, needed any extra motivation, but I think it did like bring the team together even a little bit more.
I feel like anyone that I talked to, especially commentators, were like, this is the match that we want. Those are the type of games that you dream of playing in.
Did it meet my expectations in terms of what I thought it was going to be? Yes, and maybe even beyond. I was very proud to be a part of that night. I've been around Megan long enough to know when she is absolutely locked on. The confidence she gave off, I knew that it was going to be backed up by a performance.
And that was like one of the best, like most fun games we've ever played, just to be in that kind of atmosphere. We rarely have atmospheres that are against us. It was a unique experience for us, but I think we kind of like reveled in it.
Rapinoe, go, US!
We had to really grind it out that game, but I feel like the mentality was just kind of like, we're gonna do what we have to do to win.
There's that rare air of those players that the bigger the spotlight, the bigger the game, the bigger they play. So I knew Megan would leave everything on the pitch.
Heath in the box. Two runners across. It goes free. Rapinoe shot. Go! 2-0 US.
I think it was a showcase moment for our sport. Two phenomenal teams, an amazing atmosphere. It was just a phenomenal all-around show.
Reynard had it. Go! France are back at it.
It was a battle all the way through. I'm not gonna lie to say I was stoked when the whistle blew.
On a vu ce soir, malgré tout, qu'on n'était pas très loin des États-Unis. Parce que je peux vous assurer que ça fait quelques années que je suis dans le circuit. J'ai jamais vu les États-Unis finir à 5 derrière. Jamais. Jamais.
We knew going in that that was going to be the matchup, but I don't think we knew going in that it was going to turn into the absolute spectacle that it turned into.
I was very tired and very stressed at the end. It was just a very stressful moment. I was like, thank God we won. We're going to the next round.
No, like there's two, like that's all for bags.
monsieur, bonjour. Bienvenue à bord de notre TGV Inouï à destination de Lyon-Pardieu. Je suis Yannick.
Oh my god. Feeding the machine is a fool. What's in it? Again. Oh my god.
For us, Lyon was definitely the end game, so to get there, finally go on that train was great for us. You know, we had been traveling every single match around the country, and we knew that we were gonna finally be in the city for the semifinal and the final, pending us winning the semifinal.
I said to our players, I'm not expecting a flawless game, because I think that's hard, that's a lot of pressure. But we've got to give our very best, and that's what I think we did in that England game.
Megan Rapinoe not able to even jog for warm-up, that is alarming. Something's up.
Yeah, it was stressful. I didn't do well on the bench. I was like, I'm not cut out for this. This is terrible.
It's the one game I haven't watched back yet. It was a crazy game.
It's in! Press with a header!
No Rapinoe, no problem.
When you get into those last few rounds or the knockout rounds, they're all like that.
Goal! England have tied it!
There's so much intensity. There's no gimmies in the World Cup.
Horan, header, goal! Happy birthday, Alex Morgan!
I was actually quite surprised by the reaction and it kind of taking off, and I guess I didn't think about it initially, but obviously I'm new to the celebration game. This is a young woman that has been on an incredible journey, dealt with immense criticism. She knew we had her back.
Houghton is ready, so is Nair. Houghton shot, saved by Nair!
That is one of my favorite celebrations of all tournament. It kind of was a big, I'm trying to say it correctly for TV, a big, right back at you, I guess is the best way to say it. That's what was so enjoyable about this tournament, is no one cared what anyone else said. We wanted to write our own story. It wasn't for anyone else to write.
The talk tonight is going to be about Alyssa Nair. As the U.S. wins, they're on to the final.
I'm like a kid in a candy store right now, looking around and seeing in my teammates that kind of excitement, anxious focus that you have to have in these moments. It's one more game, and it really is just about experiencing that game in its fullest for the last time.
It's a lot more to dive in without thinking of, the what ifs. What if we go down in the game? What if we have an injury? So I have all these things going through my head.
It's like you're walking out in front of the biggest crowd you've ever played in front of, and in the biggest moment in your life. It's kind of the moment we've all dreamed of. I was just trying to stay kind of neutral the whole tournament and not get too high on my highs or too low on my lows. So I feel like I just kind of had to take a breath and then get ready to go. We were ready for whatever was thrown at us. We felt prepared, we felt confident, and I think it's really empowering going onto the field and playing alongside people that you just know that you have their confidence and they have yours.
Getting into halftime, I think everybody made such a big deal about us scoring early, but that was something we actually said, it doesn't matter if it's the 89th minute, So there was a lot of, not chaos, but there was a lot of different pieces going on and trying to get information out. But I think it was just trying to summarize it to them as, listen, this is exactly how a final should be. It should be close. It's two very good teams. We're playing a really good opponent. But at some point, it's going to break, and it's going to break our way.
You ready? Let's go!
There was just this quiet sort of calm and strong within the team that we just felt like there's no way that any team was going to be able to take this from us.
Rose up the middle, looking, cutting, shooting, go!
It was more relief relief than anything, because I felt like we had controlled the game to an extent, and I felt like we kind of got that insurance goal, and there was 20 minutes left, so I knew that like if we just kind of kept fighting the same way we had the whole game, that the game would be ours.
I think especially being one of the favorites and being a team that's expected to win all the time, there's a bit of relief just in there of like, thank God we didn't lose. But then it's also just this surreal, you're like living this moment that you've dreamed about and you've been focusing on. And then you're like actually living it. It's like a bizarre thing.
For the fourth time, the United States of America are crowned champions of the world.
Like, you just kind of look at each other like, what the hell just happened? We just did this again. So, yeah, it's sort of an outer body experience.
We won! We won, Tony!
It's so business up until that point, so it's really hard to just let go. It took me probably a good like 15, 20, 30 minutes to really understand what just happened and kind of what the following weeks would be. Mostly little sleep.
The most important thing in women's soccer is like the World Cup final, having that just be the vehicle for this bigger social movement and this like moment of consciousness between, 55,000 people in a foreign country was just exceptional. The story that I wrote right after the World Cup final was about Megan Rapinoe's celebration, where she expands herself. She takes up space in a way that is challenging and is in your face. That's what is really exciting, not just about Megan Rapinoe, but about the team in general, is that they are uncompromising in the way that they want to take up space. There is still a pretty fair amount of work left to do, not just for them, but then to take that next step and say, we fought, here's how you can fight too.
So, thank you so much.
Obviously with the winning, you always get this opportunity to couple, amazing performance with everything else that you want to talk about and everything else that needs to be talked about and issues that can take the game forward.
The best FIFA women's player, Megan Rapinoe. Congratulations.
The real legacy of this team is like being able to keep up your performance on the field so you can make the game so much better.
I ask everyone here, lend your platform to other people, lift other people up, share your success. Use this beautiful game to actually change the world for better. This is an absolute honor. Have a good night.
But just try to enjoy every moment and really take the perspective like this period of time will never happen again. So to kind of maximize everything that you can and enjoy it and realize this is a really special time in your life, and then to have the bigger movement happening around it that is right now, and just sort of seeing the world change around you and having an impact and being able to kind of have a say and a seat at the table in that is pretty special. Hi. How you doing?
Aos 6 anos de idade, Amira está traumatizada. Uma bomba explodiu ao lado de sua casa enquanto ela brincava. Desde então, Amira nunca mais conseguiu falar. Uma criança merece viver aterrorizada assim? Amanhã pode ser tarde para proteger uma criança inocente da fome, da violência e do desastre. Com pouco mais de R$1 por dia, nós podemos fazer muito. O Acnur, agência da ONU para refugiados, ajuda a protegê-las. Crianças precisam de nós e nós precisamos da sua ajuda agora. Sabemos que você não vai virar as costas para crianças como Amira. É mais urgente que nunca. Acesse agora onurefugiados.org e faça a sua doação. Ajude refugiados que perderam tudo.